Hi devs, welcome back. So in this part we're going to, first of all actually, we're going to just get the colours that we need. So we're going to get the accent colour, which is this bluish colour. We are going to get the list background colour. We're going to get the view colour, which is just a white, and then we're going to get a status bar colour. So let's just grab them colours now. So, I mean, you can choose whatever colours you want. I'm just going to copy them over from my Figma design. Okay, so let's go into our dictionaries and colours, and we're just going to add some solid colour brushes. So the X key we'll just have as accent dark, and the colour just before it. You don't have to do this, but I do it anyway. Just put FF. So hashtag FF or £, whatever you want to call it. X key, and we'll call this task list background color. Let's just go back and grab it. $FF, and then the color. Put a bit of a space up here. Let's comment it as well, actually. We'll just say that this is our accent dark. Task list background task view background, which is really just going to be the color of the window. But let's just call it yeah, let's just call it that. Solid X key window background color FF. This one is going to be task status background. And get that solid color X key status background color. And that one is going to be copy like that. And then we're going to have some defaults. So we're going to have X key default text, and just have this as like a 474747. We've got window default text color. I'm just gonna come over here and create a new frame, and I'm gonna just add a few colors for our badges. So important, it's gonna have to be a reddish color, isn't it? Critical, like an orange yellow. So yeah, we'll just keep them like that. So let's grab these colors. So that's going to be So now what we want to do is nip over again to our task and have a look at our categories. I think we'll make a setting where they can actually set what colour they want the categories to be, because I really don't fancy going all the way through and setting different colours for them. Task status 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Task status. Yeah, I just quickly came up with some colours off the bat whilst I just paused it for a second. So, back over here. Let's just add these colours quickly. She'll speed this bit up. Right, so we've got our task progress colours. I'm just going to delete these because I want it to make it look a little bit tidier in here. We know what they are. Right. We can start using these colours now. I actually want to grab this accent dark colour for our main window. So this is the nav pane, and we'll just give it a rectangle. The fill will be static and just accent dark, and I think that should be it. Yeah. Next, task list background, another rectangle fill. See, I was going to do a dark mode as well that we could switch to, but I think I'm going to leave that for this one. If you wanted to do anything that needs to be changed during runtime, you'd use dynamic resources instead. But I want this to be optimized efficiently, so I'm going to do resource. If I do decide to change it, then I will let you know. So task list background, and obviously that needs to go over to grid column 1. Leave this bit here for now, and we're going to go straight over to the status. Task status for rectangle fill static status, and then that's going to be grid column 2. No, it's not. It's grid column 3. That's that one. So that's what we've got so far. So now, before I start adding any buttons in here, I want to actually do this one because it's easier. So I want to add, so let's work it out. Let's add 1 row, 2 rows, and then 3 rows. So if we just get rid of the fill and add a stroke, just so we can see what we're doing. obviously it's going to be a little bit different. It's not. Let's just log that a second. Right, lock. It's obviously going to be different, and they'll fit perfectly inside, but this is like the idea of it. So let's add this bit. So to do that, we will need to make a new grid. So first go to our task list. Underneath it, we want to add a grid. And we'll just comment this, calling it the task list grid. And we will give it some rows. Let's put that over on grid. Column 1. I'm gonna say 40 for the, no, that's way too small. I'll say, what size is this? Height 68. I don't think we need it that size, but let's just try. We'll try it. 68. This one. $64. We'll just do 60. 60, and then 1 for the list. So we're just gonna have a title here. Task label. That we could make it label color. Label content tasks. Right, so let's actually come over to here and go into style, and I want to actually set up our labels and text boxes, what we want them to look like. So we'll have a header, normal text, and etc. So let's just do header. This will be a H1 in CSS HTML terms. So we'll do style, X key. We'll call this header 1, heading 1, heading 1. Target type, label. We'll give it a font, effect. Property will be font size. I'll say 20. Setter font weight. I'll say bold. Horizontal alignment. We'll set that to left. Set a vertical alignment. We'll set to top. And then we'll give it a padding of 0.20. Now 0.20, we'll give it 0.10. Even that, I don't think it's going to fit in that little window we've got. Find out. Just copy that. And to assign a style to this, all we need to do is add style here. And just like you're adding the colour, you'll set static resource, heading 1. Oh, it did work actually, that's not bad. But I didn't add, in fact, I'm gonna get rid of the padding. We can add that ourselves. No, we're gonna get rid of the alignment. No. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of the padding and the horizontal and vertical alignment, so we can just set that ourselves, because it's going to be different no matter where we are. So that I can just add here. A vertical alignment, I do center, and padding, we'll just give it a 20,000, and we want to actually be, if we're going to have a button over here, and we at this moment we won't be able to click the button because it will be underneath the label. So what we want to do is we want to add something that's called a hit test visibility. Is hit test visibility in it, and choose false. So that'll turn off our interaction with the cursor, because obviously it's just a title. We don't want to actually click it. Let's just give it a run and let's see what it's looking like. Yeah. So let's add that button. This is going to be add new task button. Button style. We'll come back to that. Content. In fact, we don't need anything on that either. We'll just add horizontal alignment right, vertical alignment center, height. We'll do 40, width 40, origin 0, 0, 20, and we're going to add a style to this. This one's going to be a little bit different. The way that we do this, it's a little bit more advanced. Round button. So the way that we do this, it starts off the same. Style, X key, just say round accent button. type, button, set background color. I'm just going to set this to accent, static resources, accent dark. Set a property, do foreground value, static resources. So I'm going to add another color here actually, and we'll just call this on accent, solid color, key on and color. And you might be wondering why I'm adding colors that are the same. So we've got window, that's white, accent, on accent, white. And the reason why we do that is because if we want to change the color of the background, the window background, we can just change this color and the color of the background is going to change. But if we change that color and our on accent is set to window background, then it's going to change the color of the window background and the on accent color. So we have to separate it out. I once had an application that had about 10 of the same colors, and trust me, it's so much easier if you've got them separated rather than just saying white, dark, blah blah blah. So just a little tip for you. So on accent, so the border thickness, we'll set that to 0. We'll set the border brush transparent. We'll set to padding to 10. No, we'll do 5 for now, see how that works out. And then this is where it changes. So we need to actually edit the template. Just get rid of this bit. So to edit the template, we set the value in here like this. So we say control template, target type, button, border. So in here we'll do background, template binding, background. Then we'll do border brush, template binding, border brush, border thickness. Oh, wrong one. Template binding, border thickness, margin, template binding, margin, padding, template binding, padding. And then inside here, we will say content presenter, sorry, horizontal alignment center, vertical alignment center. And just outside the border, we want to give it a trigger. So we want to say control triggers, trigger property name, is mouse over, value true, and then we'll set the background, set the property background to a value of, so let's go back and actually create some colors for this as well. So we need 2 more colors of accent dark over, accent dark click. So we can just come down here and maybe when we hover over it a little bit, and when we click it, so we can set that to static resource over trigger property is pressed value true, setter property background value static click. That should be okay for now. Let's go and try it out. Let's give this button that style. Style static resource button. No, that's not right. Let's see what we've done. Padding. There's something that's causing a problem. Margin maybe. There we go, that's the margin. So what we can do here is this. I've just realized there's something else that I wanted to do as well. So what size is that button? Is it 40? I think it was 40, wasn't it? So I want to actually give this a corner radius of 20. Try that. Yeah, so that's a perfect circle now. And that's where our item is going to go inside it. Oh, that's why. So we need to actually add something inside this. So we need to do that. And we're going to add a icon. This is where we're going to actually use our icon file, because I want to use SVGs rather than using PNG images. SVGs is just a vector scalable image, so I can just add the data into here and then just use a path to draw it, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to show you a really simple way of getting an SVG from Figma. So if we come up to this image, I want to use this image. I'm going to copy and paste as, and copy it as SVG. Now if you come over to maybe, well, anything that you can edit text with, and paste it into there, all we need is this data here. And we can copy that, and then come over to Visual Studio, go into our icons, and then use path figure, is it? I think it's path figure. And it's been a while since I've done this. I can't remember that. Path segment. Oh, is it segment? Is it data? Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to go and check. Just before I actually do go and check, let me just try one more thing. Path geometry figures. That's the one. That's where I'm getting confused. It just saves me opening up my other application to try and find it. Maybe it isn't that. Ugh. Right, give me a minute. Okay, it was that. It was just that I haven't put an X key in there. So this is task, new task, icon. New task. And then to add that to here, we need to do path, data, static resources, new task data. And that's added it to it, but there's a problem because we need to set the height and the width. So the best way to do it, I find, is by highlighting it, press Control KS, surround, and then tag. And then I'm going to surround this one with a view box. And that's filled it out. All we need to do now is just fill static resources on accent. And there you go. As you can see, it's a bit too big at the moment. All we need to do is change the size of the box. So we could just do maybe 16. Like so. I think that's probably about right. I'll change the height as well, just because I have to. My OCD won't let me do it. So let's just give it a run and see if our button's working. Fingers crossed it is. So when we hover over it, it should change colour. Yes, there we go. Perfect. I'm just going to add, in fact, let me do this in my style. The button. Set. Change that cursor to hand. There we go, that's better. And now, if I can actually just show you what the accent does, like why we separate the colors. So if I was to change this now, we can just change this to orange. And we come over to here, and we've changed our accent color throughout the application. So that's how easy it is to change. So keep that in mind, it's very important. Okay, next on the list is the search bar. So let's quickly add a search bar. And again, we're going to create a custom search bar. Search task bar. So this time it's going to be a text box. Grid row 1. And that's all we need for now. As you can see, it fills up that entire block. We don't want that. So we're going to come over to our styles and we're going to create a text box. Let's come up here. I'll just do task list search box. So just like we did with the button, we're going to give it an X key, task list search box, type text box, and we'll give it a setter, set background, it's just going to be white. Set border brush. I'm going to create a color for this one. Just going to do borders. Solid key borders color. I'll just probably do maybe that. Let's see how that looks. Then border thickness 1. Set a property, maybe padding value. So we need a padding at the front and at the back, because we want at the front we don't want it to be right up against the side, and at the back we want to add a button so we can search. So I'm just probably 20 0, maybe 50 0. Set a property cursor, and this time we want it to be the I-beam. And now we set a property template, set a control template, and target type text box, just like we did before. Border background. I'm just going to pause this because it's getting a bit late and it might just take time, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I just added the I've added the border attributes. Scroll viewer goes with in the button. There's a content presenter. The scroll viewer actually goes in the border, and we've just put a trigger on a mouse over, so you've got a it changes color once you hover over it. Let's go back over here and let's just give this the style that it needs. Let's give it a makeover. And it has definitely changed. We just need to give it a little bit of an edit ourselves. What we can do actually, we'll just change the size of this. I think we only need it to be about 30, maybe 38, around 38. So 60, so let's do 38. And we can just add a margin to this text box. So let's add a margin. We'll just do 20, 0. So that just, I mean, it just kind of lines it up perfectly, to be fair. And now we've added that, we just need to add another button, and we don't need a style for this one. Grid dot row 1, horizontal alignment right, margin 0, 0, 30, 0, maybe 40. Vertical alignment, center, padding 5, maybe 10. In fact, no, it'll grow when we add our content. And I'm going to do the same as what I did before. If you don't have access to Figma or SVGs, which you can easily just copy the data. You can just copy, if you've got Font Awesome, you can actually just copy the data for Font Awesome. Just make sure any SVGs you paste into here first, and then just get the D. I might do a tutorial video on that at a later date, but just to save time, I'm just going to do it this way. Or if you wanted to add an image, all you'd have to do is in here just do image source, and then just add your image. So if it was in that file, you'd just do assets / images / image.png, and you could just like you did with the SVGs, you can just Control KS tag and then just do a view box like that. I'm going to do the SVG way just because I want it to be high quality. So I'd go over to Figma, copy SVG, and come over here, place that, grab the data, and come back here, in here. You could technically add the data straight into there. You could just put it in there like that, but it's messy. I'd rather put it in separately. So we got search icon path geometry path geometry x key search icon figures, and then we can search icon. You're not going to be able to see it because of the color. Well, first we need to actually add a color, but above that, the background, we don't really need a background. So we can just put transparent border, transparent, and then width 16, height 16, and then fill. I'm going to use the border, I think. Let's just give that a run, see what we're working with. Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. So, first of all, we don't want this to be that horrible default blue that WPF has, puts you off anything. So what we want to do is we want to edit this button, and I'm not going to add should I just do it in here? Yeah, we're not going to use it again, so I'll just do it inside here. So we'll do button dot style and set invert let me just get rid of this. Set a property template value I'm just gonna I'll do it separately, something like that, but I can't remember. So I'll just do it. I'm just gonna copy this button, just change the values. So this is search button and then I'm just going to change that to search button. We don't need to set any of this because we've already done it. This border thickness, padding, blah blah blah, we've already got that. We've already set, we don't need all that because it's transparent. Content presenter, I think that's all right. We just need to set the background to transparent on hover and again it's just transparent on click, sorry. What could we we could change the path, but then in fact let's yeah, we've got that there. So I'm just going to see what this looks like at the moment. Not assigned that style. Let's just add this style to transparent actually just makes it so you can't actually press it unless you touch the button. So to manage that, all we'd need to do is go back to our style. Instead of having it transparent, we'll just set it to white. And add padding to interesting, why is it not? We got a padding on here. Why is that? Maybe if I just set the height to 30, width 30, and have that at like 30. Yeah, we'll do that. And in the style, we'll just set that to white. Right. It's really weird that it does that. I'll figure something out for that, but the button is now not showing that horrible. Is it the way? No, because the button is above. Oh well, we'll figure something out. Right, so now we're gonna quickly add a let's just stop that. We're gonna add a placeholder. I'm gonna show you a neat little trick that I picked up where you can create your own placeholder, because in WPF you don't have the ability to add one. So to make a placeholder, we'll just go in between the search bar and the button, and we will add a label. And the reason why we'll use a label is because, as we did in the previous label, the last label that we created, you can turn off the hit test. So is hit test visible? False. We'll set the content to search tasks, and we will just see what that looks like. Obviously we need to add grid.row 1, and then we can, this is just like a little bit of messing about. So first of all, we can just add vertical alignment because we know that that's the center. And now we just need to play about with the margin. So margin 20, like so. So let's just load that up. And now when we click that, so that's where it starts. And that's probably about another 20 pixels, maybe about 20, maybe about 15 pixels. But you can actually leave this open. I'll put that there. Just click that, and we can actually now just maybe add 30, 35, maybe 36, 38. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Try 40. That seems about right. About 40. So we can stop that. And now what we do is we set this label's visibility to binding is just binding text dot is empty element name. So we need to give an element name to our text box. Let's call it search box. So X name, and we'll just call it search task search box. Element name, task search box, converter. Now we just need to add a boolean to visibility converter, and we'll add that in our app. So we'll just go into our app, and then underneath here, just add that. And for some reason this does give an error, but it does work. And I'm just going to change the color of our text in this as well to the border. Foreground and static border. Let's just give it a run, see if it works. So we've got our search, and now if we just type anything, the placeholder disappears and appears again once you've come back. You've emptied the box. Okay, so it looks like we haven't done very much, but we've actually done quite a bit behind the scenes. We've added colours, we've created our theme, we've added our icons, we've laid out our buttons, we've created a new style for our buttons, created a new style for our text box, our search box. So we have actually done quite a lot. I know it's quite a long video, but yeah, we're just going to carry on from where we've left off in the next video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it or you've learned something. It really does help me. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. There's going to be all sorts of different projects like this coming in the future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.